Jeep Compass vehicles are known for being reliable and sturdy. However, there are times when they may not start. There can be a variety of reasons why your Jeep Compass won't start, but we will go over the most common ones in this article. We will also provide solutions to each of these problems so that you can get your Jeep Compass up and running again as quickly as possible. A Jeep Compass won't start either because of a dead battery, a faulty alternator, a faulty starter, or a lack of fuel, among others. Fortunately, all of these problems can be fixed easily. 7 reasons why your Jeep Compass won't start. 1. A dead battery. The most common cause of a Jeep Compass not starting is a dead battery. If your Jeep Compass has been sitting for a while, the battery may not have enough power to start the engine. To fix this, you can either jumpstart your vehicle or replace the battery. To jumpstart the vehicle, you will need another vehicle with a working battery and jumper cables. Connect the jumper cables to the batteries of both vehicles. Then start the engine of the other vehicle and let it run for a few minutes. Finally, start the engine of your Jeep Compass. 2. Faulty alternator. If your Jeep Compass won't start, it may be because of a faulty alternator. This is a common problem in vehicles that are 6 or more years old. The alternator supplies power to the battery and starts the engine. If it is not working properly, the battery will not have enough power to start the engine. To fix this problem, you will need to replace the alternator. This is a job that should be done by a professional mechanic. 3. Problems with the starter. A faulty starter may be to blame if your Jeep Compass won't start. The starter is responsible for starting the engine. If it is not working properly, the engine will not start. To fix this problem, you may need to replace the starter. Replacing the starter needs professional work by an experienced mechanic. We advise against replacing the starter by yourself unless you have the skill and experience to do so. 4. Lack of fuel. Your car may have run out of fuel if it won't start. This is a common problem, especially if you have not filled up your tank in a while. To fix this problem, fill up your tank with gasoline. Once the car has enough fuel, it will be able to start. 5. Faulty ignition switch. If your Jeep Compass still won't start after trying these solutions, there may be a problem with the ignition switch. The ignition switch is responsible for starting the engine. If it is not working properly, the engine will not start. To fix this problem, you will need to replace the ignition switch. 6. Clogged fuel filter. A clogged fuel filter can also prevent your Jeep Compass from starting. The fuel filter is responsible for filtering out dirt and other contaminants from the fuel before it enters the engine. If the filter is clogged, the engine will not start. This is because the dirt obstructs the flow of fuel to the engine. 7. Worn spark plugs. Spark plugs are responsible for igniting the fuel in the engine. If they are worn, they may not be able to ignite the fuel properly. This will cause the engine to not start. A lack of power or misfiring cylinders is common symptoms of worn spark plugs. If your Jeep Compass has any of these symptoms, you will need to replace the spark plugs. How to start a Jeep Compass. Now that you know the most common reasons why a Jeep Compass won't start, let's go over how to start it. If your Jeep Compass has a dead battery, you can jumpstart it. To do this, connect the jumper cables to the batteries of both vehicles. Then start the engine of the other vehicle and let it run for a few minutes. Finally, start the engine of your Jeep Compass. How to know that the starter on a Jeep Compass is bad. There are a few ways to tell if the starter on your Jeep Compass is bad. One way is to check the battery. If the battery is completely dead, it may be because the starter is not working properly. Another way to tell if the starter is bad is to listen for any unusual noises when you try to start the engine. A third way to tell is to check the voltage at the starter. If the voltage is low, it may mean that the starter is not working properly. How to start a Jeep Compass with a dead key. In case your Jeep Compass key fob is dead, you will not be able to start the car using the keyless start feature. However, you can still start the car by using the key. In a statement, Jeep said that the company is committed to making vehicles that are both fun and fuel efficient. The company went on to say that it is constantly working on ways to improve the fuel economy of its vehicles. Emissions. The Jeep Compass was also caught up in the Volkswagen emissions scandal. The Environmental Protection Agency EPA found that the diesel version of the Jeep Compass emitted more than twice the legal limit of nitrogen oxide. Jeep issued a recall for the diesel version of the Compass and said that it would update the software to bring it into compliance with emissions regulations. Electrical problems. Though rare electrical problems have been reported with the Jeep Compass, in one case, a customer said that the car's electrical system went crazy. The customer said that the car's headlights, taillights, and dashboard lights all turned on and off while the car was driving. The car also started making strange noises. To summarize what we talked about in this video, if your Jeep Compass won't start, there are a few things that you can try. The most common causes of a Jeep Compass not starting are lack of fuel, faulty ignition switch, clogged fuel filter, and worn spark plugs. If none of these solutions work, you may need to take your car to a mechanic. I hope this video helped. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and follow so you don't miss any of my videos.